Mom. Dad. Juliet. Nui. Hello, and we are back.
It feels like it's been a minute.
Holy, it's been 2 minutes.
It's
been 2 full minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It has been the reason it feels like it's been so long is because I'll explain it as I explain everything that's happened. So, unfortunately, we have been sick starting last Thursday.
Not last Thursday before.
So 2 Thursdays ago, I was working my usual long day, and Juliet was projectile vomiting on you from, was it 6 o'clock until I got home at 8?
It was for a solid 10 to 12 hours of just puking.
She
started puking around 6.
Yeah.
But she continued to puke all throughout the night until 6 a.m.
Yeah, I felt like I was messaging you, and it was around 6 o'clock. You just cold stopped, which is obviously when she started puking. But I was just working, so I didn't really think of it because I have that little short block to talk to you. And then when I called you after work and you didn't pick up. I was like, okay, something's obviously happening.
Yeah.
And then when I walk in the door, you called because she was asleep or something, and she was sleeping in the corner with you.
Yeah.
And you were like, she's puked all over me. And the look on your face, you were like, I'm covered in puke.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, well, at least she's asleep now. And you're like, yeah. And then not even 5 minutes.
We tried to move her back into the bed.
No, we tried to move her. Oh, and then, she threw up on you a little bit. And then you gave her to me, and she threw up all over me too. And so that was me getting home. And then she threw up again twice that night, I want to say.
More than twice. She kept it's that kind of sick where you're just evacuating everything in your stomach. So by the end, she would just wake up. Do you remember? Because also we put her back to bed, and she woke up and puked on her face, right. And then it was in her eye and stuff.
Yeah.
And then eventually we brought her into bed with us, and she was lying on my chest sleeping, and then she literally woke up, puked down the side of my face and my hair, and then went back to sleep. And we'd been up so much, I was so tired. I was like, just sleeping in this puke right now. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Yeah, it was really brutal.
Can you turn your gain down a ton?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way high. Yeah, that was a rough one. And I thought that there was a potential bowel obstruction because of how much she was vomiting.
Yeah, you freaked out. I freaked
out, and anyhow, that was fine. We talked to the nurse, and then so that happens, and then Friday you both stay home, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, she couldn't be.
Yeah, but I was gonna stay home with her, but then you just stayed home too, right?
I mean, we'd been up all night with her puking.
Yeah, and so she was still sick that day, right? But not throwing up. She was just
she was just
down, tired,
sick, and she wouldn't really eat, and
then
tired.
You got hit with the stomach bug Saturday
morning.
You started throwing up, and so you threw up, and you did that till Sunday, right? You were sick Sunday as well.
I was throwing again. It was 12 hours of throwing up, and then just feeling like shit.
And then Monday rolls around, you were back at work?
No, I took Monday off.
Yeah, you took Monday off because you were still ill. Juliet went in, though.
Yeah.
And I went into work, and this is so brutal because I was telling the story of how... Okay, first off, when you got sick on Saturday, I went to soccer.
Yeah.
And and I left because you were both feeling sick, but I was like, okay, I have to just go now. Like the game's about to start. And then when I was at soccer, I was kind of joking around being like, yeah, Neve and Juliet weren't feeling well. And I just was like, okay, I got to go now.
Yeah.
And then we were supposed to go to that movie. And then you were like, I can't make it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm still going to go.
Yeah.
And then you called me at the field and you were like, no,
I was like, please come home.
Yeah, no, like, 'cause, obviously,
so
like,
sick.
like you were clearly not like, just
well,
ill.
that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty good at being sick. Like, I can still kind of like get up and do stuff. But it was at a point where like Juliet woke up from her nap, and I also woke up, and I was like, if I pick her up to change her, I feel like if I stand up too fast, I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, I need you to come home.
Yeah, and so then you were like, that night you were super sick.
Yeah.
And then the next day you were just literally sitting on the couch like with no energy.
Yeah.
And then Monday I go into work and I was telling Pat and Peter, I was like, yeah, like my weekend was chill. Like Neve and Juliet were dying though, but I somehow didn't get sick. And then I literally felt fine. And then you saw it. Tuesday morning. You woke us up and you're like, okay, guys, time to get up. Because I was sleeping with Juliet.
Yeah.
And I was just like sitting there for like 5 minutes. And all of a sudden I was just like,
yeah.
And I just threw up.
But that was the same with me as well.
Yeah.
It just came on super fast. And like I didn't feel bad at all until that first puke. And then I just felt like freaking death.
And then that Tuesday, though, I canceled work.
Yeah.
But I was okay. I didn't feel the best. And I'd only thrown up, I want to say, that one time at that point. But I just felt like tired a bit.
Yeah.
But then 3:30 the next night, or that night, like, so we went to bed. And at 3:30 in the morning, I woke up when I had diarrhea. And then I was like, okay, but it made sense. I'd eaten some stuff. But then after, like at 4, I just started throwing up violently.
Yeah.
And that was not cool. Like it was the thing that I couldn't get over was the amount of liquid that left your body versus like you would sip a little water and your body wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why it does that.
It's just expelling everything out of your stomach. It's like a self-preservation thing, right? It's like, you've got something bad in you, get it all out.
What was it called?
Norovirus.
Yeah. And so we knew it came, and the funniest thing was everyone always tries to like ask about it, right? So that like work and stuff, or who your people, how'd you get sick? And then like some people were like, oh, it must have been food poisoning. Other people were like, everyone's like trying to figure out what it could be.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Juliet started throwing up all over us. And then the school contacted us and said that this is a stomach bug.
Yeah.
And it just literally made its way through.
Yeah.
And then Jess at my work was like basically explained exactly what I had to.
Yeah.
But I was like, I think I gave it to you. And she's like, no, I think I ate some bad raw fish. So she thought it was food poisoning. And I was like, okay, fair enough, maybe.
Yeah.
But then Claudia, I saw her today. She's missed the whole week. And I was like, Claudia, what happened? And she was like, yeah, I literally, like, exact same thing, like, couldn't even get a little sip of water to stay down. It was just like dead. And then like 18 hours, 24 hours later, just fine, minus just the fatigue of what happened.
Yeah. And that's just stomach bug. That's what it is. Unfortunately, because we have a kid in daycare, like anything that's going around, like, are gonna get inevitable. You normally avoid it though. It's normally me and Juliet that go down, and I thought you were safe until the Tuesday morning. And just for the viewers out there, Derek is the most vocal sick person you have ever heard in your life. Like, he's not just sick, he's like, I'm so sick.
Okay, no, my stomach was cramped so badly. I've not experienced stomach pain like that. It was like daggers. Yeah, anyhow. Moving on to brighter topics, better days. Yeah, so I mean that's why we missed.
Yeah.
And on one hand, I was disappointed because we did have a 3-month streak going of 16 in a row.
Yeah, we were doing
But I
good.
also feel like it's kind of fun because it gives it, like, that's a long ass streak, and
Yeah.
now it makes it fun to try and beat that again.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll take it. Yeah, how was your week? How was, I guess, your 2 weeks?
The past 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we missed 2 pods.
Yeah, but that was just a convenience of the first pod we missed was on a Thursday, and then 1 week later.
Yeah, but it's still been 3 weeks since the last time we podded.
Holy.
Yeah.
Sorry to the viewers. I missed our podcast so much.
Yeah,
It
me
was
too.
So much fun. And
I was bummed that we couldn't do it.
yeah, one thing that's crazy, I had my client come in again, the guy that I've told you about that was like, he has his YouTube channel of 7,000 and he's just all like interested in all that stuff. And I just, yeah, like the goal is 125 at the moment. Like the original goal is 100. And then at the start of this year, I said, I want to get to 125. And I'm just like, oh, well, it's not even a thing because it's just been too much fun doing it to stop anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, how was the week?
I've got to think apart from being sick, what's happened in the past 3 weeks. I guess I'll start with, it was just Mother's Day.
Yes.
And last Sunday.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope.
Yeah, how was Mother's Day?
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I was actually surprised because last year I was so scared. I mean, it was my first one last year.
Yeah.
And I was really scared you were going to forget it. So I kept reminding you and being like, it's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. But this year I don't feel like I really reminded you at all. In fact, we both forgot about it until a couple weeks ago.
What do you mean we both forgot about it?
Well,
I didn't miss it.
Yeah, but we were we made plans we were like, oh, should we go to the park?
Oh,
and
right,
then,
yeah.
I was like, no, it's Mother's Day.
Yeah, we made
You're
three plans over top of it, right?
Yeah.
Yo, should we go yeah.
Should we go do this? And I was
Should we
like,
go
oh, it's Mother's
cliff
Day.
jumping with all the guys?
But yeah, I was very surprised. I got some really thoughtful gifts from Juliet.
Yeah, that Juliet smashed it up the park.
She did. She really smashed it. We had a really nice brunch. And then we had pizza and beer in the evening, which is just a fucking awesome combo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a really good Mother's Day.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. The only thing that it wasn't disappointment, I was just a little mad was your necklace. So Juliet got her mom a necklace, and it's 3 gold hoops on a gold chain, and it just says Mama and Juliet on 2 of the hoops. But the thing, like I said, it said it was going to come on the 9th, which was the Friday.
Yeah.
And it didn't. So it just is what it is. But I was disappointed. But Juliet's gift was super cute too, her other one.
Oh yeah, that daycare, she made a little I don't know, some kind of art, I guess.
Yeah, it was a little flower,
little cupcake liner
things.
flowers, and then they put her handprints on a little towel thingy.
No, it's for grabbing pans that are
it's
hot.
an oven mitt kind of thing.
You would never want that one.
I'd never use it.
It would burn your hand so badly.
No.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that you had a good Mother's Day. That was a out of the park easy one.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Good. And did anything crazy happen at work in the last 2 weeks?
Actually, this happened on the day that Juliet got sick. So at my work, every month we host, it's called HR Fun.
Yeah.
And it's basically you take an hour and a half out of work, everyone in the company.
Yeah. And
you play games.
Okay.
And each time there's 4 game masters, and they have to come up with a game together, and then everyone's
it's
in
always
teams
a different
and
game master.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And you have to volunteer for it, and then everyone plays, and it's really fun. So I was one of the game masters on that Thursday.
What'd you make?
So we did like a 3-part game. So everyone was in teams, and then you had to allocate your teams. One had to do a puzzle, one had to do like a trivia, and the other had to do a athletic competition. And the trivia was like, name as many states as you can in a minute, or like something like that. The puzzle was like, we cut out pictures and like laminated them and cut them into a puzzle. And then the athletic one was, we got some little archery sets from Dollarama, like kids archery sets, and you had to shoot at a whiteboard.
Nice.
It was super fun, but I had to do the talking, like explaining everything, and like...
You do not like talking.
No, like I don't mind talking, but public speaking makes me sweat. And I'm not joking when I say sweat. Like, I sweat so much when I get the nervous sweats. And we came out of it, I had these fucking like huge ass patches. I was like, I'm so scared.
Everyone's like, are you okay? You're like, why would you think otherwise? Yeah, isn't it weird how standing in front of people makes you perspirate?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a weird thing.
Yeah. I always got that, like, I feel like I'm a very, like, confident and easy to talk person until it comes to, like, having a microphone in front of people, and then I'm like,
Yeah. I'm not like the best public speaker, but it doesn't rattle me that much. I've done it a few times and it's okay.
I'm also just like, I'm not very good at knowing my audience, and I was like on the mic like trying to make jokes, and then I was like, oh, I'm at work.
Yeah. Yeah, people say crazy things when they're given a microphone.
Some people might be offended by, but I was like commentating like a sports commentator, and I was like, oh, this team's doing really bad. And then my boss was like giving me the like
don't do
signal,
that.
being like, "Nee, stop." And I'm like,
you're an HR nightmare. Speaking of HR nightmares,
I am. I've been told many times that I'm a HR nightmare.
Have you been
I've been
HR?
really good recently though. I've toned it down a lot.
I think Dax has to deal with HR stuff all the time.
Yeah.
In his work.
My problem is I say what my brain thinks immediately as it thinks it, without
not having a filter,
being aware who's around me. Yeah
it's a thing you do.
Yeah.
So excuse me, have you ever had any instances of like where you're in a rush but the thing that you have to do can't be rushed? And how painfully that is, or how painful that is?
Isn't that just having a toddler?
No. Like, here, I'll give you an example. So, like,
okay.
For example, this is my work this morning. So I use it's like an oil, or I guess you'd call it a gel more than an oil. Okay, but it's like it's not. It's
what are you talking about right now? For your hair,
for my work.
For your work.
My job.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about right now?
So the oil I use for work, it's more of like a gel.
Yeah.
And it's like if you were to see the bottle and you tip it upside down, it doesn't just come out like, it comes out like
right.
It's not like just an oil, right? And so whenever you get a brand new tub of it, usually what I do, let's say it's like even like a quarter empty, you just throw it in a ton of hot water. Yeah. And the way the liquids all separate and stuff, it's easy. You can kind of pour it. It's still gloppy. Yeah. But you can like pour. But when it's a full thing, brand new open, you can't do that. And it takes forever and chunks out so slow. And I get to work, I'm like, fuck, I gotta fill my oil bottle up. And I wanted to do it early because I knew if you do it during the day, there's too many people, high traffic. So I'm like sitting there for like 6 or 7 minutes straight, just slowly shaking, watching this oil go like into my bottle. And I had to tell Maria, I was like, Maria, come back here. I need you to go tell my client out front. Then I'm going to be late because my oil's filling up. And she's like, okay. And I could hear her telling, and I hear the woman go like, no problem. But in my head, I'm like, I can't believe that, because she's probably going, why does it take like so long to fill an oil bottle up, right? And I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, what are like things you have to do in your life where it is like, so comment on that if you have any you can think of where there's something you're trying to do. Because like, for example, like say you're late for work.
Yeah.
You can go faster to get to work. You can either wake up and be like, oh, I'm late, and slowly move and get ready, or you can like, fuck, run. So you can actually do, if you're late, you can go faster. But like, is there anything you can think of that once you're late for it, it doesn't matter, you're just kind of screwed?
I mean, for me, you know this about me. There's quite a few people know this about me. I'm a super impatient person. Like, so I feel like everything is like that for me. Like, I'm always trying to like go, get shit done. Like, I don't, like, if I have my mind set on this is what's happening, like, I want it to happen that way. And if somebody disrupts that, then I get like super irritable. So I feel like that's just kind of my everyday life. Like, I'll be the type of person that I'm like, hey, can you like pass me that pen?
Yeah.
And if the first thing you're doing after those words have come out my mouth is not picking up a pen and passing it to me, like, I'll get pissed.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know better than anyone. Well, you'll be like, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah. And I can see you're getting pissed. I'm like, I'm not going to do it right now just because you said.
I know. And like, I really try to not be that way, but I just struggle working on other people's time. Like, I work on my own time, and if it's disrupted by someone else, I get mad.
Okay. Have you heard about the whistleblower on Facebook? Like, they were some employee at Facebook. They were like high up. Okay. They're like an executive that's working alongside Zuck and all them.
Yeah.
And she claims that, so they're trying to get Meta into China, but obviously China has a big issue with Meta because they want control of everything.
Yeah.
And the way it is supposedly appearing, I haven't really looked into this, and this was from last week over the weekend when I was just sitting there recovering. So I just saw her like talking in the video about it. Basically, like, China is gonna be allowing Facebook in, and the way it's gonna be said is like, they're like, oh yeah, no, like, you can come in, but they're demanding that Zuckerberg like censors anything against China on Facebook. And in China,
right.
Not around the world. And this whistleblower is basically saying that like, there's gonna become a deal, Facebook or Meta getting in there, and they're gonna claim that it's not doing that, but behind the scenes it's like a known thing from the up tops, including Zuckerberg, that they are gonna do that just because to them that's a huge. Because imagine for Zuckerberg, he's sitting there going like, it would be a great market to have Facebook in China, right? So for him, it's like a great business deal.
I mean, like, for me, that's just not big news. Like, of course, if something, I'm just like, of course, people that are super rich want to get more rich, so they're gonna try and market their shit in China, and of course, China's gonna say, okay, you have to censor China, and of course, they're gonna do what China want because they want their business there. Like, are we really surprised that they're gonna censor it? Like,
I'm confused.
Canada's already censoring all of our news. Like, why is it so shocking that China's gonna censor something?
I'm confused. I mean, you're right, but like, I'm just confused. Why is China like? I thought China was supposed to be the people we don't want to have to like they're supposed to be like the Axis. So are we just chill with China now? Like, I actually genuinely don't know.
Well, I don't think Mark Zuckerberg is looking at it from a political standpoint, babe. Like, I think he's looking at it as business.
Yeah, of course.
Just because you're, like, continentally, I guess, North America and China are, like, in the they're in a trade war, basically, blah, 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 all of that shit. Yeah. But also, that doesn't stop people doing business with China.
Well, I think the trade war is over between China and America. I think they made a deal.
No, I don't know, because I don't
the fuck that means.
Look into that stuff. But yeah, I'm just like, it just doesn't surprise me that a business is trying to be a business and gain profit, especially rich eat rich.
So have you heard of the dead internet theory?
No.
Okay, so this is just like a conspiracy, but I think it's a fun one.
Okay.
So it's called the dead internet theory, and it's a conspiracy that asserts due to coordinated and intentional efforts, the internet now consists mainly of bots actively and automatically generating content manipulated by algorithms, curations to control the population and minimize organic human activity. So basically what it's saying is like within that, or at least the way I pictured it, I don't know if I haven't read that definition. I just pulled that one up now. But it's basically like, you know how like bot farms work and like all those troll farms that just make things that answer and just like stir things up. It's saying that most of the internet is that now, and it's all over the place. And that's why, like, for example, you go into, first off, I've never been someone that really scrolls comments. I don't know about you. Like, I've literally done it before, but it's not been something that I've been like that interested in, where I know a lot of people, they love the comment sections. So anyhow, it's like you can go into any major YouTube video or any social media thing, and if there's 1,000 comments plus, you can almost guarantee there's something weird about like Nazis or Jews or some like bizarre like thing where you're like, why is that commenting on peanut butter sandwich making or something like that, right? And so basically that's like where the whole like dead internet theory is, like, or at least where I like think why I think it could be an actual thing is like there's just clearly like a huge swath of the internet that's just these bots that just like pick up and latch on to things and like
I did actually see, so at work I have Microsoft Edge, and when you open up a new tab, it brings up like a load of stories, right? And I saw one that I read that was like something about like Elon Musk's Twitter AI just started randomly talking about white genocide in South Africa.
What?
Yeah, like in reply to like nothing to do with that. It went on.
just out of left field.
What the fuck is like going on where a fucking random AI is then like, yeah, white genocide. What?
The world is just getting so weird. And the one that I can't get over is whenever people send me videos now from like Instagram and TikTok and stuff, I always just can't get over how fake they all look. Like, I swear everything you see now has huge AI edits to it. Like,
well, also, I also saw on that same vein is Jamie Lee Curtis calling out Mark Zuckerberg for like some AI video of her like saying crazy shit.
What? Yeah. I don't know. I can't. I just think that seriously, social media is not a place you want to be right now. Like, I'd assume if we're not gonna die off as a species, I assume social media will be a place that like will be worth returning to in a like a healthy sense, because you'll be like we're gonna eventually have to get it back just because Juliette will want to have it, and we can't not be there if she's like got it. But like, I do think in like 5 or 10 years, just what social media is won't be so different. It won't be this toxic garbage that it is right now. And like, yeah, like Gabe sent me, because me and Gabe, now it's just Gabe sends me it. Gabe, keep sending it to me if you hear this. I don't think you do, but if you do, keep sending me AI stuff. But like, it is scary what an AI generator can do now if you pay like for an actual one.
Yeah.
And then you can just like say anything and it will come out. And it was like, Gabe showed me this one. It was Will Smith, do you remember the first AI video that really took off big was Will Smith eating pasta?
Yeah, I do.
And it was so whack and disgusting, and
Yeah.
like his lips would come off and the food would never go in his mouth and all
Yeah.
that. Now it's like this weird thing where it doesn't always look like Will Smith, but there's always moments in the like 2-minute video where you're like, yo, is that Will Smith? And the whole time it is like real. It's
Yeah.
not like that crazy ass AI anymore.
Yeah, you can do really crazy things with AI now.
Yeah.
Like I'm not good. Like I don't love the idea, but it's happening and it is what it is. And I'm like I use it, not daily, but if I have a question at work, you know, when you like used to Google things, I'll just ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad to use it at all anymore.
No.
It doesn't matter. It just
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And it's, for me, the one I actually think I'll adopt quickly is the house robot that does all the tasks.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want that, then we're not gonna be together when you get it.
What?
I've told you this.
Why?
I told you this. I do not want to have a robot in my house living with me.
Okay, it can sleep outside.
Living with me and Juliet.
It'll sleep
If
outside.
you want a house robot, fine, but we're not. No.
You're the one that's gonna like benefit so much from it. It'll give you piggybacks.
No, we literally watched an AI horror movie the other day.
And the AI turned out to be the good guy.
Yeah, but that's because
Yeah.
it didn't know it was an AI.
Yeah, but no, okay. What was that called?
A companion.
Okay, I would recommend that movie to
It's a
anyone.
good movie, yeah.
And we're gonna spoil it.
We're not gonna
Yes,
spoil it.
we are. Okay, so the way it starts out, we won't ruin the whole thing, but I'm gonna tell them like the.
Okay,
So,
the AI you thought the AI was the bad person, but it turned out to be a good person.
yeah.
Just say that. You don't spoil stuff.
Okay, that's so lame. We need to spoil things on here because then people get outraged and all like
And
viewership.
then that's how we get famous.
Because everyone's
we
outraged.
just
It's
spoil
like, they
everything.
ruined that AI movie, and now I'm gonna tune in to be like, fuck those guys.
Yeah, there's no way I'll have a robot.
Okay, can we then? I don't want to talk about that. That's stupid. If you don't want to talk about that, can we talk about True Detective?
Sure.
Okay, so this we can spoil because it's been
out for so long.
it's been
at
at
this
least 8 years since it came out.
point. The first one was like closer to 15 years.
Okay, so a long time.
Yeah.
So the first season is McConaughey, Harrelson, Woody Harrelson, and
As opposed to
Donald Harrelson,
Donald
his kid
Harrelson.
brother Donald. But that was a masterclass, I think, of a series.
It was incredible, yeah.
Matthew McConaughey, basically it's about two like PIs. Is that what they are?
No, they're detectives.
Oh, they're detectives, and they're just after this like murder case, but they're the FBI, or is it another set of detectives, or is it the FBI that is interviewing them?
No, it's another set of detectives.
Yeah, and the whole thing takes place versus flashbacks while they're like explaining everything, and McConaughey smokes every single scene the entire show. I swear to God.
Yeah, he does.
It's so dope. Like at first you don't really think much of it in the first few episodes, and then by episode 9 I'm like thinking back and I'm like,
have we ever seen him not with a cigarette?
yeah, like the only time he wasn't with a cigarette was when he was in the most like intense scenes of the show, but he also had a cigarette before and it was like dropped while he was doing it, and then after he'd be like, gotta have a cigarette. But I don't know, I love Matthew McConaughey because like I just think it's just hilarious. He gets too into the roles, but I respect it.
He's a very attractive man too.
Leathery sweet.
Leathery sweet.
And apparently someone was telling me he might run for the Congress or governor of Texas, and I was like, if he ran, he'd win, and he wouldn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like McConaughey.
No, he goes up to the podium to do a speech, and he just goes, all right. And they're like, yeah, we love this guy.
100%. Okay, so you want to hear an interesting fact?
Sure.
Have you ever heard the term firewater?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know where that comes from?
Water on fire.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Water on fire.
What?
Water.
What does that mean? You just said it backwards. You have to explain it better than just saying that.
I don't know. I'm fucking with you.
Okay. So firewater comes from the term, the traders used in the 1800s. So the Hudson's Bay Company and the Northwestern Company, which were two competing fur trading companies that were battling in like the turn of the 18th century when Canada was forming.
Okay.
At this point, it'd been around, I want to say 120 years, I think, of them doing trade in Canada. And liquor had become such a like big thing naturally. But what the companies did, because at the start, the trade for trading companies, it was a lot more like honorable and prestigious. And then by the 1800s, it become like way more like bootleg, and like people were getting hammered and like degenerates. So they banned all alcohol for any traders. And so that made like obviously a huge black market for it. And so people were like watering down things like that. And so what they would do to test to see if liquor was actually good is they'd take a swig of it and spit it on a fire. And if it was like and did more, then they would be like, this is like legit good drinking water, or good booze. And if it didn't like make the fire go up, they'd assume it was watered down and pay less for it. And that's where the term firewater came from.
There you go.
Yeah.
To be fair though, like you'd have to get a pretty fucking high percentage alcohol to be able to,
this is like
you think the alcohol we have now, like 40% for like white liquor.
Yeah, well, you have to think back then everything was just way fucking rougher. Yeah, like even when I went up to, I've been hyderized twice.
Been what?
Hyderized, so it's in Alaska.
Okay.
Stewart, it's on the border of BC. Stewart, and then you go right across the border and you're in Hyder, Alaska. And I had 120 proof shot there, and it was the thing. And you take the shot, and then whatever's left, you flip it on the table, and the bartender drags it and lights it on fire.
Cool.
And it was crazy. I took one shot of it, and you actually like, you don't get hammered, but you're like, oh damn, you feel that.
Oh yeah. I don't know. You must know this. When I was at university, there was a tiki bar in my university town called, I can't remember what it was called now, but it was a really dope bar. I worked there for a little bit, but one of the managers taught me how to breathe fire, because they would do it as like a trick. They would like and it was Ray and Nephew, which is I think around the same like 120 proof. And they would like do it as a trick, like the bars bump in and they like take a shot and fire breathe. So I was like, you got to teach me how to do that. And he was like, all right. And he taught me how to do it. But so we went out back and he was teaching me, and I can do it. But because I was learning, I just kept having to like shoot this fucking alcohol, like, and I wasn't swallowing it or anything, right? It was just in my mouth.
But you absorb it.
But it wasn't that I absorbed like a ton of it, but it literally burned a layer. Like I had ulcers, like literally burnt a layer out the inside of my mouth.
Jesus, that's
it was brutal.
Yeah.
But then the night that I first went there, we were also having cocktails with that shit in, and I got so fucking hammered. I was literally like puking in a gutter on the way home. It was it was gross.
Yeah, that's the thing with alcohol like that, is like all the alcohol we drink is so regulated, like you said, 5%, 40%, like you don't know how fucking intense it is until you actually like have, like, did you ever drink 151? Yeah, me and Dax split a bottle of 151 when we were in, like, I want to say, like, senior year, or maybe like first year out of high school, and we both just fucking died. Obviously,
you would, and you don't need a lot of it either. You just fucking
goosed.
die. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. This weekend, we're gonna go to the farm, right, with the baby.
Yeah, I mean, weather pending, it's meant to shit rain all weekend, which is so lame.
Brutal. Well, yeah, that's not if it's raining.
Yeah.
Or should we? No. We could go to the aquarium.
Yeah, if it rains, we'll probably go to the aquarium.
Maybe,
yeah.
And you're doing ladies' night?
Well, we're doing ladies' afternoon.
Which time is that?
I don't know yet. We haven't organized it.
Nice. Yeah. It's a long weekend. I can't believe that. Okay. On Monday, assuming it's not raining, which it is supposed to, we're making Jack's barbecue, which I'm so excited for.
That'll be super fun.
I can't explain it because I can't do it justice, and it's just extremely hard to explain what we're building. But we have to basically, what we're going to be doing mostly for the manual labor is flattening land and laying bricks, which will be a pain in the butt. But it'll be well worth it once it's done, because this thing's like really big. Like, we'll be able to have like big, huge fucking cookouts in the back. And I was saying to Jack, I'm so excited because like it's one of those things. He's gonna have all these parties, and because we're having a barbecue at 3 weeks there, I think. And every time I'll be like, yeah, I helped build this thing. And then
men doing men stuff.
And then it's cool because Jack is first generation Canadian. Like his mom and dad are straight from Argentina. And so I think it's such a fun thing just to have, like, it's such a big part of his culture.
Yeah.
And it's always cool when anyone brings something from their culture, from their past. But like, I don't know, for example, me bringing English and Canadian culture stuff over, it doesn't feel the same as Jack bringing his parents from Argentina's culture, if that makes sense.
What, Juliet eating baked beans isn't good enough for you?
No,
wow.
No, it's not. No, but like, I don't know, I've thought of this a lot lately. I used to identify way more as my like culture being English Italian.
Yeah.
But I just fully just think I'm Canadian.
No, you are.
No, I know, but like this idea, people here in this country are very much connected to their heritage than being Canadian. But I don't identify that way. I haven't for a while now, but I just don't. Like, I'm 100% Canadian.
100%
Canada. What are we going to do for Canada Day this year? It's on a Tuesday. I was thinking, Juliet, we tie her to a flagpole and like in a cute,
by the ankles?
No, like in a cute way, and we put her up with the Canadian flag so everyone sees her.
I'm gonna go with no on that one. Baptism by maple syrup.
That could be fun. Maybe we'll do another Canada Day pod. It would actually be fun.
Did we do one before?
Well, me and Dax did, but we should all do one.
Maybe.
It's a fun day to do, and we can talk about Canada facts. Like, I'll talk about
beavers.
Yeah, beaver pelts. Yeah, beaver pelts. Woo. I don't know. It's to be honest, it's just I've been just so tired. Like, I don't have much going on for stories, although it's been long, just because I was sick.
Yeah.
And then I can't really remember before that.
Yeah, you were pretty written off when you were sick too.
Okay. Have you ever seen the guy that does the street cleaners?
What?
Do you know what a street cleaner is?
Yeah.
Like that little machine?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them doing it?
Yeah.
I think that might be the best job in the world.
Just driving a street cleaner.
Well, because it's like a tiny little machine, right? And you're in this like little cabin, and and the one I saw was coming up Delbrook. It was like so nice and new looking, and the guy in it was going so like, and the guy's just sitting there eating an Oreo, like, and I was just like, man, that has got to be like the easiest way to be making money, and he makes probably really good money doing that.
I doubt it.
Working for the city as a street cleaner?
Yeah, it's a driving job.
So?
I don't
Do they not get as much money?
I don't think you bring a lot of money in doing a driving job, no.
What? Well, you're not okay. You're not making bank, but you're getting like benefits, pension, and just chilling. You're just
Yeah,
like this.
but like, wouldn't you just be so bored?
Yeah, but
like,
you could eat Oreos.
But everyone thinks they want a job where you get like paid a fuck ton of money and have to do nothing until you have that job. Like when I used to work down in Langley,
Yeah.
on the film sets, there would be days where I would spend 12 hours in a hut by myself doing fuck all, because if somebody showed up, then I would have to like check them for COVID, like take their temperature and sign them in before they went to set.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I was literally doing fuck all.
Okay, so
and I'm like, it was so fucking boring.
And you're allowed to be on your phone?
You're allowed to be on your phone. I would take books in, I would watch movies, I would work out, and I was making like bank, but it was so boring.
Yeah, it's like I always think that's crazy. So where I play fetch with Nuo, they'll randomly have that as a mustering station for a whole bunch of film stuff.
Yeah, they had it the other day.
Yeah, and so you just show up and it's all there, and you'll just see one person there just sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, and you just have to like keep an eye out.
So is that just
so
a starter
lame.
job and then you eventually get to move up? Like, does that person, or is there people that's just all they do, or is it like you start there and eventually?
Well, when you're like, for example, when you work locations in film, and you're bottom of the barrel, you are going to be doing stuff like literally standing and monitoring something. Like you could be stood like on the edge of somewhere, just making sure people don't walk through. And that's your whole job, and you just have a chair and you just sit there for like 12 plus hours a day.
Damn.
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
It's really brutal, especially if it's like shitting rain, and that's your job to stand there with a rain jacket on.
Would you rather do that job or be the person that has to do the stop signs at traffic all day? You know, like when there's construction.
Well, you have to do that in locations as well. So.
But would you rather be standing there just monitoring a site or have to do the traffic? I'd rather be monitoring. Because traffic.
I'd rather be. Well, is it monitoring on a film set or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, monitoring, because you get free food.
Yeah, and like imagine just because at least with that you can go on your phone and do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Traffic is that, but you're not allowed to do whatever you want. You actually have to be like air quotes paying attention and just standing there like this. And you can't be like on your phone. You have to be like slow.
I mean, if you are doing that job in film and you're caught on your phone, though, you're getting fired like on the spot.
What? Mm-hmm. So you're sitting there on your thing, and you just have your chair, and all your job is to make sure no one goes over there, and you're just on your phone, and then you see these people walking up to you, and they're those people, but you're just sitting there like this. They're just like, you can't do that, or they're just what?
Well, it depends on their seniority and stuff. It's like film is a super seniority based job.
Okay, I just hate that because I think that is such a like dumb, unrealistic thing. Like, I get it the second the person isn't doing their job, like they're allowing people to walk in, but it's like, give someone a break. I hate that. It's like, I don't care what you're doing, but I want it to appear like you're not on your phone.
Yeah,
it's like,
I hate
shut
that so
up.
much.
That's
what
dumb.
like I'm very much a person of like, if you're doing your job, you're doing it well, and you're doing it within your time restraints, then it shouldn't really matter.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, would you rather have $5 million or the ability to see 10 seconds into the future?
$5 million.
Yeah, me too.
Why would you want to see 10 seconds
I know,
into the future?
I heard that on a
lame
thing.
one.
It was, and they said it, and they gave it as 5 seconds into the future, which I thought was just a stupid thought.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'll increase it to 10. And the only reason they were saying is like, so I'd imagine at any point, you could just see what's going to happen 10 seconds from now. It would be a handy thing. Like if you could, it's basically, you'd have like a spider sense. So you could have like a premonition kind of, but like it's so abstract. I'd just rather have $5 million because like in my head, if you and I had $5 million, we're just rich as fuck and don't have to like we could just chill work. We wouldn't have to actually worry about anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know it was a dumb one, but I just wanted to put it there.
Unless, how long does it take for the lottery results to be announced? Because if you can like pick your numbers 10 seconds before it's announced and win like 65 million, then I'd probably do that.
That's funny because that's the person that said it was talking about that, but it's not like that. Like I think the lottery's like it's over and then they pick the numbers. And so how would you, even if you could do it right up till they pick, you'd be like to the person, you're like, look, I'm going to act all weird for a few seconds and start shouting out numbers. And I need you to write them down and cash my ticket. Ready? Go. Do you get that? And he's like, misses one. You're like, God damn it. That does suck. Someone in BC won the 80 million. The ticket's out there. Yeah. My biggest regret, it was mine. Like I deserved it, but I've not played the lottery in ages.
I played the lottery quite regularly, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every paycheck I get, I put $50 into lottery tickets and I just play it till it's gone.
I think I'm gonna put $1,000.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not smart. Gotta be in it to win it, baby.
I'm actually gonna start doing the lottery once a month.
I win little bits here and there. Like I often win like free tickets and end up getting quite a few tickets
Free
out
tickets
of that $50.
isn't an uncommon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you're never gonna win it unless you try, and it is literally like whatever it's a coffee basically.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question. I have a question for you.
Okay. You don't have to do that again.
Okay. Do you watch TV or have it around in the background more when you're doing stuff?
I've been actually making a conscious effort recently to not have it on in the background while I'm doing stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Like I've been trying to like not do that. So now I only watch shows that I will actually like sit down and watch.
That's good. That's
even
really
if
good.
it's not like, you know, the most like I watch like reality TV or like Master Chef and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I have shows that like I'll sit down and be invested in and watch, and then I have shows that like I'll have but I'm not super invested in, so that's just like my chill shows. But either way, I need to be like sitting down to watch it.
See, I don't think like I definitely sit down sometimes and watch shows, but for the most part, I feel like it's on in the background for me.
Yeah.
No, do you have to do that right now? This one's dumb, and I've always wanted to ask it, but I always forget to. If you were a resource, what are you, and which country are you being exported to? So if I was a resource, I feel like I'd be some form of clay. And I'd be exported. I think China would be interested in me.
In clay.
The kind of clay I am. I'm like a red pottery clay.
Like terracotta?
Well, like I'm not literally terracotta, no.
Babe, they've already built the terracotta army. Like
yeah, but I'm a different. But that's
You're
why.
way
That's
behind
why.
your
No, that's why I
times.
think they'd like me because they appreciate clay. And you can mold me.
I would be some kind of like volcanic rock.
Okay.
Like
Is that a resource?
yeah? Is it not a resource?
Well, I mean, I don't think just rocks are resources. Like certain minerals and
Yeah. Okay, fine. Fuck you then.
like what
I
would
wanna
you
be a rock.
use if you're a lava rock? Like what would people use you for? Like putting you in the garden?
No, not just like a rock, like lava, molten rocks are resources. Like
Just some lava.
no, I'm being fucking serious.
I know,
I'm
but I
being so
don't think
serious right now.
I just don't think that molten rock is a resource.
Wait, let me just fucking look this shit up.
Hey, Winona, can you look this up for us?
No. Volcanic rock resource.
No, we just put it on the big screen. Winona?
A variety of material.
That's better.
Granite?
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a wait. Is it igneous rock? Minerals from magnific igneous. Is it igneous rocks?
So you'd be granite.
Yeah, there's so much that are igneous. Diamonds, aluminium, tin.
Okay, but I was picturing you
potassium.
being like you were. I'm picturing you being like lava rock, like just some black rock.
I didn't say lava rock. I said
Didn't you?
volcanic rock,
Okay.
which is igneous.
Sorry, that was.
If you're wondering.
Ignorant of me.
Yeah, granite. I would be granite.
Now I regret being clay.
Yeah, you should. People are gonna make real nice countertops out of
I'd
me.
be old growth forest.
No, you can't change it now. You said what you said.
You're right. My cell of the week is gonna be what I would be if I was a resource. All right. Well, we're whoa. Okay, good. We're still recording. We're an hour in here. Do you want to do some buy and sells?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do it from like the past 3 weeks because we missed it?
It can be
Buys and
anything.
sells.
Yeah, and no. Well, I think we decided we're gonna do a buy or a sell.
Oh yeah, we
Right?
did decide that.
And
Yeah.
also, bold statement of the week. Do you have any bold statements of the week? All right. We'll take your silence as a no.
I don't think so.
My bold statement of
Oh, I have a bold statement.
Okay.
People don't give a shit about cars anymore.
Okay. Yeah, that's bold. Why do you think that?
Right? So I actually thought of this when we were watching True Detective. Because True Detective was set in the like...
You're the goat.
What, 80s, 90s?
I think
I would say?
original was the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you notice how they have like... The cars aren't necessarily like super nice, but they're all like buffed and polished like all the time, right? Like you see someone has like a speck on their car and they're like licking their sleeve and like wiping it off,
Right.
you know? And now when you drive around and you see cars, like my car I know has got like a ton of fucking scratches on it that I would never pay to get buffed out because like I don't give a fuck. It's like it gets me from A to B, so it's whatever.
Yeah,
But people used to
Yeah,
really
that
care
is
about their
true.
cars.
Yeah, like that was
Like
such
even
a
if
big
you
thing.
weren't rich or anything, like you would spend the money to like get your car.
Keep your car super clean.
Yeah.
Don't eat inside the car.
Yeah.
What a myth that is. Mm-hmm. My dad was a psychopath about that.
Really?
Never were allowed to eat in the car, and he'd be like, "Are you eating a crumb back there?" And like be so choked. It was so ridiculous. It's a stupid freaking car. Like, you can't eat in it. Like, what's gonna happen? You like drop a French fry and it gets stuck in the exhaust and blows the car up. I told you no French fries in the back seat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is crazy to think about. I mean, maybe it's just a sign of societal norms clashing and therefore reflectant on the people have.
No, do you know what I
No.
think it is?
What?
I think it's just like material possessions are just meaningless now.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, I think
It used to be such a status symbol, and now it's just like, yeah, everyone has a car, whatever.
I think everyone naturally, like, inherently is just greedy and wants more than they already have.
Yeah.
And no matter what you get, you eventually get bored with it and want something new.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just what ends up happening all the time. Like,
Yeah.
like even like me and Dax were talking about it because we have such a big backlog of video games to play now because like there's games and we stopped buying new games and we just but between us we always split games, right? So it's already half price, but then we wait for games now because it used to be there was a point where like 2 or 3 games would come out a year, and this is when I'm saying I'm talking like when I was like 18, 19, 20, like really young. A game would come out and it'd be like one of 2 or 3 big games that year, so it was really worth the money. But now the market's become so saturated with games that are good that you can just wait, and a game that's like 3 years old will be on sale for like $10 and it's still amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like you just like have this weird thing of you have all these games you want to play, but then you see a new one come out and you're like, oh, I want to play that. And it has nothing to do with any of the other ones other than it's like this new thing. And what's wrong with the old ones? You have them. That's it. It's nothing wrong with it other than you just got it, so you want something new. Like even my soccer cleats, I was laughing. I literally just got my brand new soccer cleats. And a new pair that came out, and they're like not even like, oh, that's so cool, but I was like, oh damn, those would look dope. And then I'm like, what, you literally just got your cleats yesterday. Like, shut up.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like a universal, like, I don't even think greed's the right word for it. It's just not valuing your like things that you have.
Yeah, I also just think it's part of like I don't even want to like human nature, like not even human nature. I think it's just like laws of the universe. It's just like anything you do it too much. Like for example, like any drug you do, like the first time you do it, it's crazy, and if you do it so much, it's just not the same thing.
Yeah,
as it is.
100%.
Or a good one, drinking. Remember when you were young how crazy it was to get hammered?
Yeah.
Now getting hammered is more you just are like spinning and like a mess. It's not the same like wild adventure it was when you were a kid, right? Yeah.
That's so true.
Like I remember the first time we were camping. How old were we? I think we were 15 or 16. And we were given a 6-pack each just to get hammered on. And like we drank a 6-pack, and we were like young kids, but like it was a 6-pack.
Yeah.
But like that was like a wild, like you're like, oh, like that's crazy. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, I think I would like black out. I wouldn't have some wild, like I'd have to slam a 2-6, and I wouldn't have a wild adventure. I'd just like pass out.
Yeah, just fall asleep and pee my pants. Yeah, that's true. It's just, I guess, human nature.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Cali sober? What that means?
Yeah, you're sober but you smoke weed.
Yeah. So I heard that. I had never heard that.
Yeah.
So it's like
I don't believe that's sober at all.
No, so that I was thinking, I was like, what's the van sober? And it's just like all you do, you just like casually do fentanyl. Like you're clearly addicted because it's fentanyl, but it's like it's chill. It's like
I just like microdosing fentanyl.
Yeah, what's Derek doing? Is he seems to be intensely staring at the floor in that corner. Like, oh no, he's just having his Fetty trip. Yeah, as soon as I heard that, like this guy was, yo, it's I'm rolling Cali sober, and I was like, what the fuck? And then they were like going on, kept talking, and I literally had no clue what it was, and then I was just like, fed sober. And I also, to be fair, as I was hearing that, I looked out the window and I did see a crackhead walking by, so it like doubled up on me.
Yeah, I just don't believe that that's a thing. Like, if you're smoking weed, you're not sober. Yeah, like, 100%, there's no way.
100%. Let's see here. What makes wind? What makes the wind?
Pressure changes in the Earth's atmosphere.
Is that actually what happens?
I don't know. That was a wild guess, but like I feel like it's logical.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a pretty good suggestion.
That's logic, baby.
Okay, so what's your buy or sell of the week?
My my sell of the week is definitely gonna be sleeping in baby vomit.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. My sell of the week is going to be 8 pounds body weight loss in one day. It's crazy. From puking. Just because, like, okay, first off, what I think happens where the excess water comes from when you're like not able to keep anything down is I think at a certain point it just starts sucking it like right out of your muscles.
Well, that's literally dehydration.
Yeah, but like very forcefully, because I was looking at my body after and I dropped like 8 pounds. Is like, if you naturally do that via dieting, that's like a ton of weight to lose, right? And I was looking at myself though, and I was like, it's crazy because I don't want to look like that, because although it was down 8 pounds, it wasn't like my body and my muscles, they didn't look like you're like, oh wow, you're like strong and lean. You could just see the way my body was. It looked really like drained and like I don't know.
Well, it's just not a healthy way of losing weight, right?
And it was just, I don't know, it was just so like it was like not fun for the puking, but I'm just selling more on like, it's just interesting to see like if you lose 8 pounds of liquid from your body, just how like what that looks like and how gross it is. Yeah. It's a sad sap.
You were a sad sap.
I know.
You're the saddest sap.
Whatever. You can't always be the saddest.
Do you know what was so funny though? Is that me and Juliet had just gone through this, and you were so sick and so vocal about being sick and being like, you're like, oh, I just feel so awful. I'm like, I know. I was like, this is how I felt 2 days ago. And then you kept trying to describe it to me, and I was like, yeah, Derek, I know.
Yeah. The worst was when I came out. Remember, I came out and it was like, this is like 18 hours later.
Yeah.
I come out and it was like the first time that I was able to not have like stomach cramping when I stood up, and I am like
I'm feeling good.
I'm pretty good. Let's watch some True Detective.
And then you come back 5 minutes later. You're like, nope.
I'm out.
I'm like, yeah, go back to bed.
Yeah, it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
And you know what's fucked is that's gonna happen quite a few times still. Maybe not as violent, but we're gonna have like all these brutal. I'm just not looking forward for the day that it's that and diarrhea at the same time. That'll be a tough one.
I mean, also, yeah.
Nuo, the blue healer. Do you want to be on? Say hi. Oh, burp into the thing. Good job. You want to wrap it up for today?
Yeah, let's call it a Jake and Caesar wrap.
Jake and Caesar wrap it is. Well, thank you. We're happy to be back. We are, I guess, now we are on our goal of this is our 82nd episode.
Okay.
We're 18 away from 100. We have to figure out something crazy to do for 100.
Wait. So we're 18 away from 100?
Yeah.
Not us, though. Like the whole pod.
The whole pod.
Because I was going to say, if we beat our 16 streak and it's 18 and that's 100, that would be pretty cool.
That would be we can do that. We can for sure do that. Because, I mean, it just depends on what other pods come up. Because as of right now, basically this is the only podcast that has anything. Like Dax hasn't talked about or wanted to do any in quite a while. I don't really have any other things planned. I want to do an LFC one, but we can probably make it work pretty close to that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Anyhow, we're gonna keep busting them out. We're happy to be back. Missed you guys. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Can you say elephant?
Otter.
What about otter?
Otter.
Octopus?
Abish.
How about moose?
Noob.
No?
No.
What about Nunu?
No.
Do you love your mom?
Mom.
Yeah. Aw,
I
that's
love
nice.
you too, JJ.